Hello everyone and welcome back to the Synergy Sanctum. My name is Justin. Thank you so much for stopping by. Here at the Synergy Sanctum, we specialize in all things related to Magic the Gathering with a specific focus on deck building. So I aim to show you very quick deck techs that'll show you all of the cards in the deck and how they work together to ultimately achieve the goals of that deck. If you're not already, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. We really appreciate that. And we also have a sister channel now, so head on over to Commander Coliseum and check out their content as well. And for today's deck tech, we have another Halloween theme one with a giant. A giant is here for Halloween. And the giant's name is Oloro, Ageless Ascetic. So Oloro has the potential to go infinite here. In white, blue, and black, you are just inviting combos, and there is so many in black especially that benefit off of this whole life gain and drain strategy. So we are running all of them that go infinite here. This is going to get really crazy because Oloro's ability works while he's in the command zone. You don't even need him on the field. So Oloro says that at the beginning of your upkeep, you gain 2 life. Whenever you gain life, you can pay 1, and if you do, you draw, and each opponent loses a life. So that's all really solid, but here's the one that really matters. At the beginning of your upkeep, if he's in your command zone, you gain 2 life. So regardless of where he is, you're gaining 2 life, and if he's out, you have a draw engine. So TCG market value of this, little expensive because of all the combo pieces we're going to go into, but $336 to $374. And our land count is 35, with 23 of those being basics between the 3 colors and 12 of those being non-basics. So getting into it today, here are our win cons or our potential like I win combos in the deck. So here is the first one. So the first one revolves around either Exquisite Blood or Bloodthirsty Conqueror being on the field. So each of these says that whenever an opponent loses life, you gain that much life. So this is the opposite of the ones that are around it here. So basically whenever an opponent's losing life, you're gaining. And the piece we're missing now to go infinite is whenever we gain, someone loses. So that's what each of these other ones are. So this Copa Guild Mage requires you to pay 3 mana into it, but whenever you gain this turn, each opponent's going to lose that much. So this goes back and forth infinitely. Same with Sanguine Bond. Whenever you gain, target opponent's going to lose that much life. Enduring Tenacity, same deal, but it's a target opponent. So this one just, you have to say which opponent's losing in turn order, but it still goes infinite. Whenever you gain, target opponent loses that much life. And then same with Veto. Whenever you gain, target opponent loses that much life. So just really broken here and multiple ways of achieving this, because you need one of the 2 in the middle and then either of the 4 on the ends, and it happens. And then, if that's too much and they're dealing with it, then we're running an Aetherflux Reservoir. We'll just Death Star somebody for 50 life. That can happen too. And then Angel of Destiny, really I feel like underrated card here. But whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, you each gain that much life, and then at your end step, if you have 15 or more life than your starting life, so as long as you're at 55, whoever got attacked by Angel of Destiny loses. Just so good here. And then we're running a Space-Time Anomaly, a new one from Edge of Eternities that I thought was really strong. Target player mills cards equal to your life total, so with how much life we plan on gaining, this is kind of like a game ender right here in itself. And then here are all of our cards that gain us life. So we're running the expected ones I feel like that most people run, but Soul's Attendant and Soul Warden, whenever a creature enters anywhere, you're gaining. Rock's Faith Mender is doubling up your life gain. Authority of the Consuls is an enchantment that says your opponent's creatures enter tapped, and when they enter, you gain. Heliod's Intervention is letting you gain double life. Vault of the Archangels, turning all of your creatures into lifelink dudes. Wall of Reverence is gaining you life and end step. And then Wind Crystal is letting you double up that life again, similar to Rock's Faith Mender. And then Beacon of Immortality, 6 mana, but you can double your life total. It's just really good. And then it goes back into your library. It's just so broken. And then here's the opposite. So here are our cards that drain life. So Starscape Cleric, a really strong card out of Bloom Barrow. Whenever you gain, each opponent loses. Exsanguate's letting you drain everybody for X and you gain that much. Quasar, Augur of Agonies, really good card for Oloro here, because whenever you draw a card, target opponent's going to lose a life and you're going to gain. Debt to the debt list, very similar to Exsanguate. Each opponent's losing 2 times X and you're gaining life equal to that. Marauding Blight Priest is kind of single ping ones. Whenever you gain, they lose. Campbell, Console of Allocation. Whenever they cast a non-creature spell, they're losing 2 and you're gaining 2. And then Cliffhaven Vampire, similar to Veto. Whenever you gain, they're losing a single life, though, not the amount that you gained. And then other good stuff in the deck. So these are the cards that benefit off of all this life gain and drain that we're doing. So Spider-Man Peter Parker from the new set, whenever you gain, he's getting a counter on a target creature, and you can give that creature indestructible for the turn. Really, really strong. Exemplar of the Light is getting bigger off of every gain. And then whenever you put 1 or more counters on it, you draw a card once a turn. Heliod's Sun Crown lets you keep putting counters on Fiends whenever you gain. Alenda's Hierophant puts counters on herself whenever you gain, and then when she dies, she makes a bunch of vamps. Angelic Accords giving you angels at the beginning of each end step if you've gained 4 or more. Alenda, Saint of the Dusk is getting bigger. Basically, as long as your life total is greater than your starting life total, she gets +1 as Menace. She gets an additional +5 if your life total is 10 or greater. So if you're at 50, she's a 9/9 life linker with hexproof from instance. Just so strong. Crested Sunmares giving you horses at your end step. At each end step if you've gained. Phyrexian Reclamation is benefiting off of all of this life gain, so we're not going to be worried about paying 2 life to have some recursion in the deck. Hope of Steam is causing mill at your end step, where X is the amount of life you've gained. That's how much they have to mill. And then Limb Duel's Vault I thought was a really fun card. For 2 mana, you get to keep looking at the top 5 cards at the cost of 1 life and putting the ones you don't want on the bottom of your library. That seems really, really strong. And then more good stuff in the deck. We're running the Pillow Forts with Propaganda and Ghostly Prison to protect us from the crackbacks. We're going to be doing a lot of crazy stuff. And then Witch of the Moors, beginning of your end step. If you've gained, each opponent sacks a creature and you get to bring 1 back from your graveyard to your hand. And then a lot of draw on the deck, as if we needed more of it. Well of Lost Dreams, whenever you gain, you can pay X, where X is less than or equal to the amount of life you gain. You get to draw that many. Brainstorm is our cantrip to draw. Cosmos Elixir is letting you draw if your life total is greater than your starting one, otherwise you gain. Ahamarit's Archive doubles your life gain and doubles your draws. The Gaffer lets you draw at each end step as long as you've gained 3 or more life. Phyrexian Arena's letting you draw at your upkeep. Sphinx's Revelation, you pay into X and you gain that much and draw that much. Night's Whisper lets you draw for 2 life. Read the Bones lets you scry first. And then Lunar Convocation, you can pay 2 mana and 2 life to draw, and some other abilities on it that are cool, but it's mainly here for that consistent draw. And then even more draw in the deck, so Halaya, Guided by Light from Edge of Eternities. When she or another creature you control enters, you gain, and then at the beginning of end step you draw if you've gained 3 or more. Greed lets you draw for a black and 2 life. Drogskull Reaver, we didn't put Shabraz in here for the infinite combo, but Drogskull Reaver lets you draw every time you gain life, so that's going to be really consistent. And then Donna Hope lets you draw if you've paid 2 after gaining life. And then a decent amount of removal in the deck, so we're running a Void Wren, which destroys a permanent, it can't be countered. Dovin's Veto also can't be countered, it counters a spell. Toxic Deluge, you pay life and everything gets -X. Anguish Unmaking, you exile and lose 3. Negate and an offer you can't refuse, or additional counter spells. Same with Absorb. Absorb's really cool though, because it gains you life. Karlov of the Ghost Council, whenever you gain, he gets 2 counters, and then you can remove 6 of those for 2 mana to exile something. And then Fumigate is our board wipe, and it gains you life for each creature destroyed that way. And then finally, our mana in the deck, nothing too crazy. We're running Soul Rain and Arcane Signet as our rocks. Chromatic Lantern for mana fixing. I'll turn all of our lands into each color. And then Will, Scion of Peace, while it's only for white and blue spells, they cost X less, where X is the amount of life you've gained. So this is going to make a lot of these spells potentially just cost the colored mana that's in their cost. Really, really strong. And with that, our show has come to an end. Thank you so much for watching our video, and if you enjoyed that video, feel free to share it out with any friends who might find value in it as well. Thank you so much for stopping by. We hope to see you again soon. Have a good one.